Number 10. The Yonaguni Monument. Yonaguni Monument, underwater rock structure that was discovered in the mid-1980s near Yonaguni Island, Japan. While some believe the ziggurat-like formation is from an ancient city, others argue that it was naturally created. The rectangular monument, which was first detected by a scuba diver, is more than 165 feet, 50 meters, long and some 65 feet, 20 meters, wide. A number of scholars have visited the site, but its origin remains uncertain. According to some, the monument is a man-made stepped pyramid. In addition to many straight lines, some of the rocks purportedly have carvings. Nearby are other formations, suggesting a submerged ancient city. This theory contends that the structures are at least 5,000 years old and belong to a lost civilization, possibly the legendary Muir Lemuria. Other researchers, however, claim that the monument is natural, shaped over the years by underwater currents. They state that the symmetry of the rocks is not as pronounced as reported and that the structure appears to be made out of solid rock rather than distinct blocks, which would suggest human activity. Furthermore, they argue that the alleged carvings are naturally occurring scratches.
9.
Number 9. The Christ of the Abyss. On August 25, 1965, a 9-foot-tall bronze statue of Christ was lowered into 25 feet of water off the coast of Key Largo, Florida. Known as the Christ of the Abyss, this submerged statue in John Pennekamp State Park was actually the third of its kind cast from the original Italian mold. The original Il Cristo degli Abissi, or Christ of the Abyss, was lowered into the Mediterranean Sea on August 22, 1954, just off San Fruttuoso on the Italian Riviera. The bronze statue was the work of Guido Galletti, inspired by a concept by Italian diver Dilio Marcant. It was to represent Christ in the New World below the waves, a memorial for all those who had lost their lives at sea and a monument to those who continued to dive beneath it.
8.
Number 8. The stone spheres of Costa Rica are an assortment of over 300 petrospheres in Costa Rica, on the Decas Delta and on Isla del Cano. Locally, they are also known as bolas de piedra, literally stone balls. The spheres are commonly attributed to the extinct Decas culture, and they are sometimes referred to as the Decas spheres. They are the best-known stone sculptures of the Istmo-Colombian area. The spheres range in size from a few centimeters to over 2 meters, 6.6 feet, in diameter, and weigh up to 15 tons. 3. Most are sculpted from gabbro. 3. The coarse-grained equivalent of basalt. There are a dozen or so made from shell-rich limestone, and another dozen made from a sandstone. They appear to have been made by hammering natural boulders with other rocks, then polishing with sand. The degree of finishing and precision of working varies considerably. The gabbro came from sites in the hills, several kilometers away from where the finished spheres are found, though some unfinished spheres remain in the hills. They are used for decoration.
7.
Number 7. The Skeleton Lake of Roopkund, locally known as Mystery Lake or Skeleton's Lake 1, is a high-altitude glacial lake in the Uttarakhand state of India. It lies in the lap of Trishul Massif. Located in the Himalayas, the area around the lake is uninhabited and is roughly at an altitude of 16,470 feet, 5,020 meters, 1, surrounded by rock-strewn glaciers and snow-clad mountains. Roopkund is a popular trekking destination. 2. With a depth of about 3 meters, Roopkund is widely known for the hundreds of ancient human skeletons found at the edge of the lake. 3. The human skeletal remains are visible at its bottom when the snow melts. 4. Research generally points to a semi-legendary event where a group of people was killed in a sudden, violent hailstorm in the 9th century. 5. Because of the human remains, the lake has been called Skeleton Lake in recent times. 6.
6.
Number 6. The Moai of Easter Island, Moai/Modate/. About this sound listen, or Moai, Spanish, Moai, Rapa Nui, Moai, meaning statue in Rapa Nui, are monolithic human figures carved by the Rapa Nui people on Easter Island in eastern Polynesia between the years 1250 and 1500. 1-2. Nearly half are still at Rinararaku, the main Moai quarry, but hundreds were transported from there and set on stone platforms called around the island's perimeter. Almost all Moai have overly large heads 3/8 the size of the whole statue. The Moai are chiefly the living faces, Arinetwara, of deified ancestors, Arinetwara Adatapuna. 3. The statues still gazed inland across their clan lands when Europeans first visited the island in 1722, but all of them had fallen by the latter part of the 19th century. For the production and transportation of the more than 900 statues 5-6, is considered a remarkable creative and physical feat. 7. The tallest Moai erected, called Paro, was almost 10 meters, 33 feet, high and weighed 82 tons, 90.4 short tons. 8-9. The heaviest Moai erected was a shorter but squatter Moai Adatongeriki, weighing 86 tons. One unfinished sculpture, if completed, would have been approximately 21 meters, 69 feet, tall, with a weight of about 145 to 165 tons, 160 to 182 metric tons. 10. The Moai were toppled in the late 18th and early 19th centuries, possibly as a result of European contact or internecine tribal wars. 11.
5.
Number 5. The underwater city of Shicheng. Shicheng is an ancient city, established about 1,300 years ago, now lies at the 26 to 40 meters depth underwater. Recently Chinese National Geographic magazine published a series of great pictures about Shicheng City, literally, Lion City, Zhejiang. On the Chinese net, we found some interesting view of the city before it was flooded. Shicheng is an ancient city, established about 1,300 years ago, now lies at the 26 to 40 meters depth underwater. The valley was flooded in 1959 to create the lake for the Zinan River Dam project. At the foot of Wuxi Mountain, or Five Lion Mountain, lies an ancient city known as Shicheng, Lion City. It was built during the Eastern Han Dynasty, AD 25 to 200, and was first set up as a county in AD 208. This city acquired the name Shicheng from nearby Wuxi Mountain, which is located just behind the city. At present Shicheng remains undisturbed at a depth of 26 to 40 meters. Big Blue, a dive operator based in Shanghai, runs year-round weekend trips twice a month to Qiyandao Lake and has begun exploration of this submerged city. Qiyandao Lake is a man-made lake located in Chun County, formed after the completion of the Zinan River hydroelectric station in 1959. The city was once the center of politics, economics and culture of Suian County in that area. According to the restored map of Shicheng, there were 5 city gates in all directions. You can find one city gate tower on each city gate and altogether there are 5 towers. Besides, 6 streets in Shicheng City were used to connect every corner of the city as a whole. The typical roads in Shicheng City were stone roads, tidally paved by flagstone and pebbles.
4.
Number 4. The Blood Falls of Antarctica. Blood Falls is an outflow of an iron oxide-tainted plume of salt water, flowing from the tongue of Taylor Glacier onto the ice-covered surface of West Lake Bonny in the Taylor Valley of the McMurdoch Dry Valleys in Victoria Land, East Antarctica. Iron-rich hypersaline water sporadically emerges from small fissures in the ice cascades. The saltwater source is a subglacial pool of unknown size overlain by about 400 meters, 1,300 feet, of ice several kilometers from its tiny outlet at Blood Falls. The reddish deposit was found in 1911 by the Australian geologist Griffith Taylor, who first explored the valley that bears his name. 1. The Antarctica pioneers first attributed the red color to red algae, but later it was proven to be due to iron oxides.
3.
Number 3. The Stonehenge Circle of Wiltshire, England. Stonehenge is a prehistoric monument in Wiltshire. England, 2 miles, 3 kilometers, west of Amesbury. It consists of a ring of standing stones, each around 13 feet, 4.0 meters, high, 7 feet, 2.1 meters, wide, and weighing around 25 tons. The stones are set within earthworks in the middle of the most dense complex of Neolithic and Bronze Age monuments in England, including several hundred tumuli, burial mounds. 1. Archaeologists believe it was constructed from 3000 BC to 2000 BC. The surrounding circular earth bank and ditch, which constitute the earliest phase of the monument, have been dated to about 3100 BC. Radiocarbon dating suggests that the first bluestones were raised between 2400 and 2200 BC, too, although they may have been at the site as early as 3000 BC. 345. One of the most famous landmarks in the United Kingdom, Stonehenge is regarded as a British cultural icon. 6. It has been a legally protected scheduled ancient monument since 1882. When legislation to protect historic monuments was first successfully introduced in Britain. The site and its surroundings were added to UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites in 1986. Stonehenge is owned by the Crown and managed by English Heritage. The surrounding land is owned by the National Trust. 7-8. Stonehenge could have been a burial ground from its earliest beginnings. 9. Deposits containing human bone date from as early as 3000 BC, when the ditch and bank were first dug, and continued for at least another 500 years.
2.
Number 2. The Nazca Line of Peru. The Nazca Line/NZK/ are a group of very large geoglyphs made in the soil of the Nazca Desert in southern Peru. 1. They were created between 500 BCE and 500 by people making depressions or shallow incisions in the desert floor, removing pebbles and leaving differently colored dirt exposed. 2. Most lines run straight across the landscape, but there are also figurative designs of animals and plants. The individual figurative geoglyph designs measure between 0.4 and 1.1 kilometers, 0.2 and 7 miles, across. The combined length of all the lines is over 1,300 kilometers, 800 miles, and the group cover an area of about 50 square kilometers, 19 square miles. The lines are typically 10 to 15 centimeters, 4 to 6 in, deep. They were made by removing the top layer of reddish-brown iron oxide-coated pebbles to reveal a yellow-gray subsoil. 3-2. The width of the lines varies considerably, but over half are slightly over 1/3 meter, just over 1 foot, wide. 1-4. In some places they may be only 30.5 centimeters, 1 foot, wide, and in others reach 1.8 meters, 6 feet, wide. 1. Some of the Nazca lines form shapes that are best seen from the air, till the 500 meters, 1,500 feet, though they are also visible from the surrounding foothills and other high places. 5, 6, 7. The shapes are usually made from one continuous line. The largest ones are about 370 meters, 1,200 feet, long. 8. Because of its isolation in the dry, windless, stable climate of the plateau, the lines have mostly been preserved naturally. Extremely rare changes in weather may temporarily alter the general designs. As of 2012, the lines are said to have been deteriorating because of an influx of squatters inhabiting the lands. 9. The figures vary in complexity. Hundreds are simple lines and geometric shapes, more than 70 are zoomorphic designs, including a hummingbird, spider, fish, condor, heron, monkey, lizard, dog, and a human. Other shapes include trees and flowers. 2. Scholars differ in interpreting the purpose of the designs, but in general, they ascribe religious significance to them. 10, 11, 12, 13. They were designated in 1994 as a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
1.
Number 1. The Door to Hell of Derweze. The Derweze gas crater, Turkmen, Guragimialkimi, 123, also known as the Door to Hell or Gates of Hell, is a natural gas field collapsed into a cavern located in Derweze, Turkmenistan. 4. Geologists intentionally set it on fire to prevent the spread of methane gas, and it is thought to have been burning continuously since 1971. The gas crater has a total area of 5,350 square meters. Its diameter is 69 meters, 226 feet, and its depth is 30 meters, 98 feet. 5. The Turkmen government hopes that the crater will become a popular tourist attraction. 6. The surrounding area is also popular for wild desert camping.